Have my thing pulled up.
Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of East County Voices. We're your hosts with the most. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Good.
All right.
You missed out on the yummies.
I heard. But the good news is, I heard there's going to be more potlucks in the future, in the near future.
Yep.
So, and I heard we got some talented children, young adults that are really good at cooking, huh?
See hiding over there. It's Mario.
Yeah.
Baby chef.
Mario. Shout out Mario.
Baby
heard he made some rice and what else did he make? Hi.
She over there being cold. I'm gonna turn on the heater for her.
All right.
Hang on.
I know I'm wrapped up in my blanket too. It's cold.
Oh man. Am I the only one that's hot? I ain't even going through hot flashes or nothing. But I do got my Mexican blanket though.
Oh yeah.
So, oh man. So what's new, Miss Patty?
Well, what's new? We have a new president. We have our new city council. We have an amazing community that if we don't pay attention to like what's being said in the public spaces or going online to research and see, okay, what meeting is going to happen. Meetings can be snuck in there and not letting the public know.
Right.
So our community is on top of, we try to be as best we can be on top of things to see what's going on in our decision-making spaces.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello.
Who we got down there?
Miss Tiki, Miss Nicole.
We're here.
Welcome in.
Thank you. Yes, we got a new council and a new president. OMG. He is taking that pen and he is swiping. And I'm trying to figure out how all this is going to play out in the courts. If they're going to drag it along for 4 years or if it's going to happen overnight, if they, move fast.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they move as slow as molasses as they did with sentencing him.
Huh.
Right. Yeah. I know I've been seeing in the comments now that he's president, I better see gas prices down to 99 cents a gallon.
That's not gonna happen.
I know.
Or eggs.
Yeah. Eggs are $12.99.
I remember them prices.
And before we get into the agenda and like our topics to cover, Frank sent us a very important, like an interview, like a 9-minute interview.
Oh yeah, I didn't get to look at it yet.
What's the background today? What's the background on who was being interviewed? And I have it pulled up too, so maybe we could start with that real quick.
Okay.
And go into.
We can go ahead and start with that.
I think he was Ramirez. He said.
Share screen. Let's see. Present. Share screen. Sharing screen. Follow screen. Window.
That's a lot of sharing.
Chrome tab. Not that one. Dang, I have a lot of windows open. Sheesh. Not that one.
Right, while you're cold. No, just kidding.
Let me just show my window. Let's just do this.
Okay.
Paul Ramirez is who he interviewed. United Latino Voices of Coco County.
Wow, look at the infinity window.
Can you see him? Can you see him?
Who, Carlos?
No, the oh, you can't see him. I'm trying to. Oh, that's not the right one. Maybe a video file. I downloaded it. There it is. Let's open this one and let's see how it goes.
Be patient, y'all. Here we go.
All right, Free Will and Franklin here, wrapping up the Martin Luther King Jr. Day here in Pittsburgh. And I'm with Paul Ramirez of the United Latino Voices of Contra Costa County. Yeah, just the first time hearing of it. And you spoke a little bit earlier at the first part of the day today over at City Hall. And you talked about it, like where we're headed now into kind of 2025, and we got a new president. And you know, as we all know, he's threatened mass deportation starting today. And we've all kind of been here. We don't know what's actually happening on the streets right now. But tell me, let me just have you introduce yourself again so people can hear it from you. And you know, what are your concerns for the community here in Pittsburgh and Contra Costa County?
Sure. My name is Paul Ramirez. I'm the co-founder of the United Latino Voices of Contra Costa County. We have been in existence for about 13 years. We are the co-founders of the Dreamers Conference with the Community College of Contra Costa College, Los Medanos College, and Diablo Valley College. We have our Dreamers Conference coming up soon. But we are currently preparing our communities to be of what's coming down with the mass deportations. We have held immigrant listening sessions in Concord and in Pittsburgh, and we just recently, last Friday, held one in the Richmond area. We had approximately about 70 people at the Richmond listening session, and that was to hear, not us tell them, but we heard from them what is their biggest concerns, fears, and we were helping them with as much as we could. We're not taking away their fear because it's part of what they're going through. But what we did, we wanted to make sure that we had the concept of poder, saber es poder, knowledge is power, to know your rights, to know how you're protected and how you can protect yourselves in terms of not answering questions with ICE, not signing any documents with ICE, not letting them into your home or apartment unless they have a signed warrant by the correct type of judge. So we listened to them because this was their time. But we are continuing to put on immigration. There will be a big immigration workshop with immigration attorneys on the 25th, next Saturday, at Willow Cove Elementary School in Pittsburgh from 9 on. There will be immigration attorneys there that will sit one-on-one with individuals. We know, and we heard in our listening sessions, that many of the families have been trying to get their papers fixed. They've been trying to apply. A lot of times they ran into dirty immigration attorneys who preyed upon them and took their hard-earned money. We heard them paying out $10,000 to $12,000 and getting nothing. Notary publics who try to tell them that they can do it and fix it for them, and that's untrue, and they lose money. So this is one of what they mentioned was we need to know where are the good attorneys, immigration attorneys, so they aren't taken advantage of. And so we are hoping that what's happening with Stan, with Contra Costa, is one of the sponsors of the 25th, and we tell them, son abogados de inmigración, pero son limpios, son correctos. They're not the ones that would take advantage. And so we are listening to our communities. We are united with them. We let them know we stand with you. We will do everything we can. All of the schools and school districts are also letting them know that they will do everything to protect their children and the parents as well. And that's something that we have been reassured of. We are hoping, like the day today of Martin Luther King, the power of words is what's going to carry us. But the words have to be of knowledge, support, and that this is a start where we will fight. We will resist. And we tell them they're fortunate that they're in the state of California, a state that will stand up and fight with them and do everything to advocate for them and their families. And so we want to make sure that they don't lose the trust in going to medical appointments in those areas. So that's another message that we want to get across to them, to be careful, be alert, be aware, but to please take care of their health. We are also looking to do mental health, to have them be able to talk to someone. We have to do this all together. We have to do it united. And as Martin Luther King said, again, it's about taking care of each other, treating each other with dignity. We all have integrity, and we need to protect that. It doesn't matter what color you are. We need to take care of each other. And this is a test for us, especially for our brown community, where they want to come in with mass deportations, with aggressiveness, with just putting the hammer to it. And we need to stand united. This is about human dignity. Today, especially on Martin Luther King's celebration and birthday, that's what he stood for as well. Thank you.
And you said that you had a meeting, you listened to the voices of the community. Yes. What were some of their fears? I know last time when Trump was the president, we saw people being arrested and detained while their kids were at school and they came home and there's no parents. So what were some of the things that the community is expressing that they're concerned about going into these next 4 years?
You know, one of them was, the immediate was about the disinformation and rumors. They expressed that the disinformation and rumors out there were so rampant that it was fearful. And so we also wanted to try to get across to them that there is a place to find the correct information and to dispel the rumors. And you know, that just jacks up anxieties about sightings. And so they asked for that. Number one was, again, about a place where they can get correct information. The other one too was, of course, about being fearful that if they're pulled over, you know, and are they going to be targeting Spanish-speaking masses? Are they going to be targeting schools? You know, and even though they're not on the school grounds, they may plan to be a couple of blocks down. That's their concerns. They also want to know about being able to sit down with a good immigration attorney for the good news or bad news, but at least to be clear. And the other one too about jobs, what's going to happen if the father is deported? You know, that means another homeless family. That means somebody losing their apartment, somebody losing their home, and of course the anxiety of the children as well. You know, they hear their parents, and that anxiety goes up for them too. So when we're talking our concern, that's what they talk about. And as one woman said, she said, I know I made a mistake by coming over the way I did, but I'm not a bad person. I've been here for 30 years. I've been working all my life. I've taken nothing for the government. I pay taxes. I pay, you know, to Medicare and to all of that. I'm not going to get that back. But now I am being targeted like I'm a hunted animal without any of that knowledge that I'm a good person, and I'm just trying to work to keep my children healthy and alive. And so many of them are single mother families, and they fear for their children.
And where would you recommend folks? Is there a place online where people can go, or how can people contact your organization to get some more details on this upcoming Saturday, and you know, just details to help them, like you said, get the right information? Sure. Where can people look?
We're on Facebook, our website, in terms of United Latino Voices, and we are posting all the latest activities, conferences, like the Immigration Day with the attorneys. You know, so if they go to our website, United Latino Voices of Contra Costa County, and we'll have the information and phone numbers and contact. And
that's Paul Ramirez of United Latino Voices of Contra Costa County.
Yes.
All right, well, thank you very much for speaking with us today and doing all this work.
And thank you for all you do and getting the word out and keeping our community strong and safe.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
It's so makes you want to cry.
Thank you, Frank.
Yeah, that was great reporting, Frank. Oh God.
You want to take it away, Miss Nicole?
I don't even know what to say. Like it's really
Yeah.
It's kind of because it's not. If you think about it, see, people think that for some reason it only affects people from Mexico. They think that everybody that speaks Spanish is Mexican. Everyone that speaks Spanish is not Mexican. They're Panamanian, El Salvadorian. There's Costa Ricans. There's Dominicans. There's all these. Hi, Bradley. There's all these people. Hi, Sarah. But and there's a lot of people that are here that have been here their whole lives and are not citizens, so they could target them for all we know. I mean, I know people who may be targeted. I don't know. I mean, it all just boils down to racism. We already know that's what it is.
Yeah.
They rolled back DEI and all that, all the things that's happening today.
Yeah.
I just read that Bezos took out, I guess, what is it?
The DEI program.
Yeah, and just protections for Black people and LGBTQ, and just they're wiping out everything for they ain't wasting no time wiping out everything for everybody today, right now.
They're wiping out all DEI programs, and they putting a few federal workers were put on paid leave, but they will be laid off. Right now, in this moment, they're on paid leave.
Yep.
Anybody who had a DEI,
no one's safe.
Position.
No one's safe.
And so that's hard because you're going after people of color, you're going after LGBTQ, you're just going after people that don't look like them or act like them or behave like them. That it sucks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, he was on Martin Luther King. They were celebrating that. I'm gonna put this in the chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was Monday out here in Pittsburgh. That's why I was like, look like Pittsburgh High, because it was.
Yeah, that's good that our community's coming together and there's resources available and there's organizations organizing, because that's what we do. So on the bright side, there's that. Yeah, it's a good transition into what happened with MLK this weekend. I know there was a lot going on. There was marches, there was the breakfast, there was
Deer Valley held a event there. It was Antioch Unified School District, because Anijah danced there, and she kept saying she had to dance Monday, and I didn't realize that it was at Deer Valley. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was interesting.
And then there was a march.
And then we did the march on Sycamore, and that was amazing and awesome. Mm-hmm. That was put together by Portia, our commissioner chair, FTIO, shout out. But it was nice to be in a community and let them know that we love them, because that's all they need is love. And you just, it was so great to see all the young men come out. We prayed with them twice. We marched around, we chanted, people were coming out of their houses, joining in the chant and whatnot. It was great. Went to the bridge, stood over there, got a lot of honks, did some more chanting. So it was awesome. 92%. She said, right?
Hold on. Sorry. There you go.
Oh yeah, we did. We had brunch at 11 o'clock. We went at 8. Brunch at 11 o'clock, and I didn't shout out the children that performed at Deer Valley. They were great. They were wonderful. The dancers, the poetic, it was fourth graders. They did a poem, and they was like, "I like myself." Whoop whoop. They had me going home saying it. It was really dope. It was really nice though. Yeah.
So let's keep honoring MLK and his legacy beyond just the day of. Let's always remember that he was the most hated at one point.
Right.
He was criminalized. And today I spoke with someone who marched behind him.
Yes, he did. That was great.
That was an honor. Yeah. So let's keep MLK's legacy alive, to keep marching and protesting and
they called back the 1965. like everything that MLK stood for, it seems like they're rolling everything back, and it sucks, right? And okay, yes, it's not like, oh, they're directly Black people. Everybody is involved if you're not a white person. If you're a minority, if you're not white, you're a minority. It's in the name. I say it all the time. We're second-class citizens. So y'all get y'all stuff together and be praying for y'all families, because if it's not affecting you, it's affecting somebody that you know 2 times down the road, you know. And we got to take care of one another as a minority. We have to come together as a community, just being minorities, right. And with so much division and going on, it's kind of hard, because I'm one of those ones. I need my little rest. Everybody need rest. But I understand that we have to do this together. We can't do this alone. When the white supremacy is a hard battle to fight, and we have to do it together.
White people have to fight it. That's the problem. White people have to fight white supremacy.
Shout out to the white people that fight for humanity, because the white supremacy, while everything is rooted in that, it comes down to supremacy, because there's people that are brown and Black with badges that have been supremacists and abusing their power. But it does stem from that white supremacy history that we have in this nation. But yeah, it's real. That is real.
Yeah. And I don't want to forget, Gavin is at the school board meeting, and he might have some special news. So we'll see if he gets to pop in, and if he'll have something great to tell us or not. Might be next week, but I think something pretty special happened while he was there.
Okay. Looking forward to hear that. Juneteenth. Antioch just started celebrating Juneteenth about 2 years ago, after our protests 2020, 2021, 2022.
Maybe shut down now, though.
No, we need to make sure that we not allow that, and somebody needs to lead that and use that space to heal, connect, acknowledge Black history, African American history, Juneteenth, of everything that comes with it. It needs to be loud and proud in our little community. But we'll see, because the leadership that's there now
I'm going to search for the 92% of the Black women who voted for Kamala and see what they're doing, because you know, I watch a lot of things and they're saying we need to take a break right now, and right now I'm rolling with them right now. I'm really trying to take a break, like that fight we had at the special meeting, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot. And
everybody's tired. Everybody is really tired, and it yeah,
I have to keep fighting for somebody to see me. That's yeah.
They and that's what they need to understand. Poor white people seem to not get, like, he doesn't like you guys. Y'all are his biggest supporters, and he thinks you're idiots. Like, he doesn't like you. He doesn't respect you. He cares nothing about you. He will step on you like an ant if he could. Like, at some point, I need them to understand that, because, you know, it's just sad. And what's even more sad is the fact that there are Latin and Black people who strongly support that man. It is the hardest pill to swallow for me.
It comes down to, I think, racism. I think people could not stand seeing a beautiful Black woman of color be the president.
I don't put it all on racism. I put it what is it, hierarchy? Is that what it is? Because she's a woman. Because you got to think, it was Black and
Hillary,
women.
So
it was Black people and women that they were fighting against. When women got the rights, when Black people got their rights, they white men don't care about white women, to be honest with them.
We all got it in the 1900s.
Yes, when our rights were passed, it allowed the white women to succeed and put them in a better position than, you know what I'm saying, than the average Black man. You know, they did that, but they don't care. I don't. And then I hate to put all white people in one group because I don't like for people to put all black people in one group, but with them rolling back stuff and everybody is on one foot, it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
With the medications too for the elderly, well, in general.
Yeah.
Dang.
I know. He's literally just
him and his rich buddy.
Yeah.
Everybody rich. Everybody got a whole bunch of money.
I mean, I keep saying we need to figure out how to make them all feel like they need to get on the rocket ship and go, because Elon got the money to build them. Build those ships, Elon. Y'all need to go on, I don't know, take Mars. I don't know, somewhere. But build those ships and all y'all get on there and just go away and leave us alone. How about that? That would be great. Take the Space Force.
I'm going down the document of like different categories and stuff, but one of the things that we should uplift is the NAACP youth, and they're speaking up. They put out a statement.
Yes.
Maybe I can read it, or we can pull it up.
Yeah, read it.
Okay. So this is a public statement by our youth. They went out on their thing and they stood against what we experienced at the city council, the emergency meeting, but what they said was their public statement, dated January 20, 2025. On this MLK Day, Martin Luther King Day, and always, we should all strive for a society where everyone is treated equally with dignity and respect. Recently, the East County NAACP Youth Council witnessed the racism that is on the rise in Antioch. Unfortunately, we have also been victims of it as well. We find it to not be only disgusting, but disappointing. Good job. We think it is in poor taste, a trauma trigger, and without empathy to have police officers working in Antioch schools. We recognize this would bring harm to young people. Why not provide all young people with positive opportunities, recognize the harms of poverty, and treat us as scholars? Positive actions and affirmations would be a good step in the right direction. The East County NAACP Youth Council does not approve of the Antioch City Council trying to replace City Manager Bessie Scott, who has come in and immediately got to work. We are disheartened that a newly elected council member would announce that he would be coming for her, as well as the city attorney, on the night of their installation, which they did. It is in very poor taste to attack someone you do not know on your first day on the job. It is certainly not evidence that they can or will work as a team for the good of all the residents. Furthermore, we do not approve of the Antioch City Council trying to remove City Attorney Thomas Lloyd Smith, who has stood by the city and the residents through ups, downs, staff turnovers, and police corruption. Attorney Smith has put the citizens of Antioch first. The scandal had nothing to do with him, and he certainly did not send any racist text messages. The East County NAACP youth is sick and tired of the attacks against people like Ms. Catherine Wade and other citizens who have been harmed. No parent or resident should have to fight to get justice for the child or family member. They are being hurt by people and so-called leaders who should be lifting up the city, bridging the gaps, building trust, and creating new remedies and programs for all the residents. We, as a people, will only be free when we are not being expelled, fired, or killed because of our religion, skin, color, sexual orientation, gender, or culture. The East County NAACP Youth Council will continue to speak up about injustices in our community. After all, as we remember Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. today, he once said, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? We hope and pray that the new Antioch City Council will answer that question justly and fairly. Okay, good job, youth.
That was excellent.
They did well. Standing on business.
They stand on business, and I love it.
Yes.
It's all about the youth.
What else? ¿Qué más?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, Thomas is now gone, and I don't believe that he resigned. I believe they forced him. That whole little meeting was for pomp and circumstance because they were going to do what they're going to do. I mean, Don said it on the first night that he wants them gone. He sat there and said it. He read and said it. We need our own team. We have a video of it. That it was their plan to get rid of them. That's what they were going to. They don't want anybody from before to be with them because they want people they want.
For the community to know, like Antioch, I think they may have a record of the most litigations in the nation. Yep. Because on one night there was a whole list. There's about 33 settlements.
Yep.
So Thomas, our former attorney, had to deal with and see and read all of the atrocities that occurred. And
what your dog barking at?
Somebody's here. Give me a second.
Okay.
Oh, I ordered DoorDash. Baby, it's your nuggets.
Wow. He's your DoorDash alert.
He didn't bark like that when we got food. Oh yeah, they put him back outside, I think. But yeah, that yeah, it's.
I ain't trying to be funny, but I would have quit too. Cause you ain't fire me, I'm not about to give you a chance to. See you later. Bye. You should have fired me when you had the chance. You ain't firing me, so I quit.
So he resigned.
I feel like
That's
they
what the papers
did.
say.
I feel like they did, and they're just making it say like he resigned, so because they don't want us coming down there making a stink.
I mean,
because remember, our truth is extreme rhetoric that needs to be toned down. So,
I was told they had somebody to replace him already too. I don't know how that's true.
Absolutely, a white lawyer, of course, is already.
He was already in. I'm not gonna do no exceptions because I don't know, but he was there so fast. Know. He was. It seemed like he was already in the Rolodex.
He was,
but it also I haven't done no research either. So I don't know if he worked for the city before, but it looks like everybody that's worked, not everybody, but some that's worked for the city prior to or been elected prior to in some position is coming back. And yeah.
Wow. Well, one of the victims did confirm that he was part of one of the first settlements where they gave the family like crumbs using funds from their some like extra little something, and he was the one that was in that space. So yeah.
So with Trump rolling everything back and everything with the police reform, you know, is that going to affect anything or any other work that we've been doing? Because he stopped the police reform effort. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's why I'm like, okay, I'm tired of fighting, but yeah, it's gonna be too many fires to be trying to put out.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's scary. It's a scary thought, indeed. I mean, how dare the community, the nation want to hold the police accountable? No, they want to weaponize them against the people as they've been doing for centuries. For folks that don't know, welcome. I mean, they don't teach it in the history book. They don't teach the true why police existed years ago. It's not taught unless you do research now or you're in higher education. It's not part of elementary, middle, high school curriculum yet.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, and it's not going to be part of it within these next 4 years. It's not. Absolutely,
but we can. The people can. We as designers can do something to always honor and never forget.
I mean, we have been. Black people always honor and never forget where we come from. That's why we know what we know, the little bit that we do know, you know, and from our ancestors, which a lot of them, you know, are dying off that have some of the stories. But
there's some that don't know who Ruby Bridges is.
I know, right?
Yeah, but you're right.
No.
Yeah,
and she's still alive.
And she's still alive.
You know what? I just have to say, because yesterday, okay, so after we did Sycamore, Devin and I and DeAndre, one of the Ready Rep workers, went to Concord to their MLK celebration, and there were no young people, really. There was a handful of brown people. It was literally just elderly, you know, white people, which, you know, hey, that's great. But why didn't y'all bring your family? And like, are y'all going to tell people, like, what? It's like they read the Birmingham letter. And it kind of made me feel a little type of way, because, you know, they say nigger in that letter a couple times. Right. So it was just like, why would you choose that? Anyway, I don't know. And then yesterday I was at the Board of Supervisors meeting because they were honoring Rodney Alamo Brown, who's an awesome advocate for the city of Richmond and beyond. And Anderson, who's now chair, said we all came here on different boats, but we're all here now. First of all, we didn't we didn't choose to come here.
And there was people here
vote and say, let's go to America. That's not that's not what happened. And you absolutely cannot even attempt to put that in the same sentence. Like, she has no clue. Gigi, me, and Khadijah, Rodney's daughter, were like, no, ma'am. No,
and
ma'am.
Rodney, is he the gentleman? He was dressed in like nice attire, and
Yes.
I believe he's been honored before for like some kind of like softball.
Yes, he started Soulful Softball Sunday. Yes.
Say it again.
Soulful Softball Sunday.
That's beautiful.
Every August. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so he built a lot of community, built a safe space for families to come together and vibe. That's beautiful.
He does a lot.
And then Anderson is the new chair. And for folks out there, just for awareness, there's been a big fight for basic income. They've been fighting for that. And it's been a thing for quite some time. There's a debt that's owed. Reparations is owed 100%. In the meantime, I mean, financial, having some kind of financial stability.
That's what she said?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. The more we know. But during that, in order to pass the county-wide basic income, they needed to have 4 out of 5 votes. And it didn't happen for the longest. The only ones that were for it was Goya and Federal Glover. And so with this, they finally flipped. And Anderson, the chair, is the only one who voted against it. But because the rest of them, they kind of didn't really, they had to do what the people were asking for, because Diane Burgess was like, well, nobody in my district wants this. Nobody approves of this. And that's when I stood up. I was like, does anybody here not want it?
Right.
No, we need that. There needs to be a lot of financial help to families, struggling families. It will indeed reduce violence, because we learned that historically. And then Councilwoman Tamisha had an event. It was the United. It was a documentary that was very like educational about helping communities financially and seeing the reduction in violence. It was called If It Comes to Me. Miss Tamisha, if you're out there.
You're there. She's gonna say it. She's typing probably right now.
So it's a thing. So that's the leadership that is not supportive of. And then the other thing is, there was an African American Holistic Wellness Steering meeting the other night, and in that small moment, it sounded like that district, they want to water down the funds and split and take away from the communities that have been
a confused war.
There we go. A confused war. Go check it out. I believe it's on YouTube. But it's a very insightful documentary on the benefits, the positivity of having financial stability in communities that have been struggling for how long. But it's because for years, jobs until this day have been exclusive, like the school district, the city have been exclusive, when we have very capable folks in our community that have applied and don't get the positions. So, hey, they just need to cough it up, share some money to families, and relieve some stress.
Yeah, they don't
have a share. All right.
They don't care about that. It's definitely not going to happen under this. It's crazy that, that Asian man that got honored by Lamar stood there and said that craziness about the dark ages and the regime.
That
but
language.
The regime, right? But the regime is the people that are there now who are in direct line with Trump and doing the same exact thing. So it's the same exact thing. So what's happening in the country is happening at the federal level, is happening on the local levels. Like, they're all in cahoots and doing the same thing. Roll it all back, take it back, because they keep saying, what they say on the blog, on the little racist blog, we're taking our town back.
We want our town back. Thank you, Ron, for saving us. Look at him like he's God. It's kind of scary. Kind of scary.
Yeah, like Trump, same thing.
the city of Antioch put out a statement the other day. Did y'all see it?
No.
It was a really lengthy statement, and they were addressing the misinformation being put out by, they didn't say their name, but we all know, to address the hiring of former police chief Addington.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were in their comments, and I read through what they were saying. They were pissed off at Addington, and they began to target him with this post, like how they usually do. But the city of Antioch took it upon themselves to address that misinformation and clarified who was going to be working on this police reform, much needed police reform, and to see it through. But yeah, it was by the city of Antioch posted that. They called it a media update alert something, but I was like, okay, good job. But yes, anything else on the African American Holistic Wellness Hub?
Not at the moment.
We need to fight for that. We need that ASAP. We can't wait 3 years for it to be built.
The whole thing is, don't nothing happen overnight, right? And it's gonna take 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
It might take less, depending. I know some say the Antioch is already a building. I mean, we've worked really, really hard. Mm-hmm. And then I want to say about the place in Brentwood, because they had an option at the steering meeting, and they were saying Brentwood was an option. If anybody can attend, just uplift. If it has to be in Brentwood, then a van. 2 vans at least must be in that budget. There is no way that you're going to put a place there in Brentwood and we're going to agree and you don't have any transportation for our people, because then it goes right back to where we started, right? Mm-hmm. So, okay, we know there's going to be some compromising that has to be done. We know that it's going to take time, because that's how the county works. We plan with their funds. We can demand them to go over and make it faster, but that's a waste of time in the meetings. Mm-hmm. We need to be putting work in, not, you know what I'm saying? We need to determine whether it's going to be in Antioch or if it's going to be over there and y'all going to have some vans. You know what I'm saying? Now you can say, I don't want it in Brentwood if we don't get no vans. Now, if they want to still propose in Brentwood and we don't have no transportation, then it's a no-go.
I'm just confused at how it got to Brentwood in the first place, because we said Antioch since day one. And they were initially trying to say Pittsburgh. And then we were like, but we need it in Antioch. But at least if it's in Pittsburgh, it's right next door. It's just right here. But how you get all the way to Brentwood? And Brentwood doesn't need anything. So Oakley wants to take the train. Now Brentwood wants to take the African American Holistic Hub, which is completely ridiculous. Why would it be in Brentwood?
Because somebody's asking what that is.
Asking what the African American Holistic Wellness Hub is. All the harm that's been done by the APD to the people in Antioch, it's basically a mental health healing facility. Anything that
not
everybody
just the
needs.
APD either.
Well, yeah,
African American.
Y'all know more about
African American Holistic Hub. We're gonna be healing each other in a holistic way, right? So it looks different. It looks different for everybody with stages, but you got what is that? Educational, work development. You got trauma. Different things. Even that takes the curriculum, and what it looks like takes time, right? And how to deal put all that together. But it's gonna be for everybody, but it's gonna be geared and focused for African Americans healing holistically, not medicine, mentally, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with the trauma, you know what I'm saying? Healing, help, education, you know what I'm saying? Teaching people how to get themselves out of poverty. I'm hoping we have some financial literacy going on in the building. You know what I'm saying? Things, insurance that we don't, that we're not taught. And I'm not talking term insurance. You know what I'm saying? Measure X and property tax. That's our dollars. We should have a say so where it's spent. So yes, keep going to the steering committees and keep demanding Antioch. I'm not saying don't demand Antioch. I say demand Antioch, but you know what I'm saying? If we gotta compromise and we gotta humble ourselves, as some will say, I'm not agreeing with Brentwood if we don't have transportation.
Yes. And the biggest barriers to people getting help and doing what we need that's preventing it's technology, transportation, and language. Those are the top three that's making things not accessible to communities. So yeah, that's really important. And Miss Leslie, she's one of the commissioners for the police oversight.
Exactly.
Absolutely, reparations.
Exactly.
That's long overdue.
Because that's what we need.
Yep. There's no amount to make up for, but they can make up financially through tax credits, give folks houses, property, stock, education. There's so many ways, and it needs to be done ASAP, but most importantly, financially. ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más? Oh, the thing is, Miss Anderson's representative that was on the steering committee, her demeanor was very charged. I noticed in the meeting, because there was a point where she was, well, why is it that you all decided to do it at this time? And like, she was really upset about the decision of the time of but the response was, well, your office wasn't available at the other time, so we schedule it this time, but we can meet later. And then to say, like, it's like they need an African American holistic wellness hub in their district too. There should be an African American wellness hub in every county in the nation. Yes, Tiki.
Yes, that's why the pilot for the satellite is trying to kick off. So you have one specific spot, and then you have a satellite. Right. So you got different spots, because it's back to what you're saying, transportation and language. How are we going to get to it? Right.
Right. That's exactly what she meant. And then Mary made a good point, because I'm sorry, it's a different thing, but it does say in this article that they've halted any consent decree that was finalized in the past 90 days. So like the reform and everything that we have in place, is it still going to stand? Because it happened within the last 90 days, didn't it?
Well, then we start a revolution and we boycott everybody that is funding or their owners of whatever, and we organize coast to coast. That's what's going to happen. That's what needs to happen. That it could be in many different ways.
Walmart, no more Walmart, no more Chick-fil-A. No more, who is it? Starbucks. Well, I've been off Starbucks since they did that to the brothers. I am not a Walmart person. I don't mess with Walmart. Sorry, I'm Tarjay. I do not eat Chick-fil-A. In-N-Out didn't support though. So go on to In-N-Out. Who's else? It was a whole big list.
Somebody's going to organize and let us know all of the ones.
I posted it on my page. I'll go back and check it out. But yeah, it's a lot of folk that we don't already really mess with anyway. But everybody needs to know, like, stop going to these places. Stop giving them your money. Stop giving these people your money.
And people got smart, out here. Macy's closed, Gottschalk's closed, Mervyn's closed, Sears closed. And they say, oh, the crime. Nah, bro. People can't afford that shit. People can't afford that. And people are Amazon, making their own, being entrepreneurs, designing their own things, as we should be.
Eugenics.
I have been reading.
It's so much stuff. It's overwhelming sometimes.
So let's be strong. Unity in the community, be strong and just be aware of these decisions that are happening. And the thing is, as much as people hating and say, oh, this woke bullshit, oh, they're so woke. Yes, I'm hella woke. I woke up when I started just having to learn and doing the research on history, documentaries. We don't want history to repeat itself. Absolutely not. And that's what's going to happen.
They're trying to.
Well, I've never been asleep.
Right.
So,
but blind.
But it sucks, or blind. But it really does suck, because it's a minority. So if you're not white, I mean, we're other, and it sucks to know that my immigrant friends or my LGBTQ family and all of them who, fought so hard to be who they are, and then now we're here and they don't know if they gonna wake up. They don't know what tomorrow bring. I'll just say that they don't know what tomorrow.
I had
Can you imagine going to bed in fear every night?
Yeah. It's sad. It was my history teacher in my sophomore year that woke me up.
Yep.
And I say that because like I did not know. I was in high school. I didn't know that there was native like boarding schools where Native Americans were stripped of their culture and raped and taken from their family. I didn't know. And he was straight up, and he was from Hungary or something. And he was like, yeah, you're not going to learn about that in the books, but that happened. Look it up. And I was like, oh. And then you just start like looking into more and more and more. But if it wasn't for that teacher, it would have took me longer to look at the atrocities that happened here on these lands that have a lot of blood on them.
Lots and lots and tons
like you
of it.
said, so we don't repeat, right? But they won't even acknowledge. We can't even get them to acknowledge 70 Ruby Bridges. We can't even get them to acknowledge 70 years. You think we're gonna get them to acknowledge
right?
Hundreds of lifetime of oppression? You know what I'm saying? They oppressed. They been turned around. They oppressed. We ain't none of us oppressed. Ain't none of our people been none. We ain't.
We just whining. We just whining. We making everything about race. And we're whining, and we're lazy, and we don't want to work, even though we've been getting it out the mud forever.
We're going to bed in fear every night, and we fight for the world as it
and then we have families getting bombed, children continuing to die in Palestine and Gaza. In that whole, supposedly there was a truce, right? And then what happened? They killed children.
Yep.
But it's more than one war. You got a Ukraine going on. Kids dying. It's just like it's more than all over the world. So we just our heart gonna go out to one particular community. Yeah, that's another conversation for another day. But
yeah, no, there's pain and trauma around the world.
We got right here in California, they burning our people, burn it down right next to us.
Right.
Yeah. And still, I'm reading about I read about a woman that her child, like they're about to take her child, and she's a native in a country, I don't remember which one, but they're still practicing that of removing Jill Stein. I'm following her.
Oh, the Green Party lady? Isn't she Green Party, right?
She does. I just started following her. Let's see what she's doing. But
that's why they should get rid of Democrats and Republicans. That's one of the largest problems of this country. Like, if you got rid of that, it would because the big division is your Democrat, your Republican, and it's such a hate for each side. It's ridiculous. Like, if they got rid of all that stuff, maybe it would help people start coming together. If you stop making division, then there wouldn't be so much division. We should be called the divided states of America because there's nothing united about America.
United. America can be united. We have more in common than we have.
Exactly.
The beauty of the United States is our diversity, and we're rich in cultures all across. That's like the one thing that's a big strength in our nation for sure.
That's why they wanted it. Like freedom of religion. That means I get to come over here and worship Jesus and allow you to worship Buddha. You know what I'm saying? Do you, boo? Do you?
Right.
Yes. Yes. Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. ¿Qué más? Oh my gosh, you guys, that time flew. We got 6 minutes.
I know, right?
We got actions coming up. We got school board. Y'all, they want to bring back. Oh my God. But I watched a school board meeting. Oh, our foster. Yeah, absolutely. Our prison system, foster system, school to prison pipeline. They want to bring back SROs, but Dr. Jag and the woman that gave the presentation, Dr. Jag was like, oh, so it's the same thing as SRO. You're just giving it a different name. She's like, got it. It was really dope. I was like, okay. But just because she addressed it as people, as mothers, as kids, we need to go up in those spaces and remind them, just like we advocated. We appreciate you, Miss Walker, and your leadership. representing the women internationally. What? Remember that?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
but the next school board meeting is coming up next Wednesday on the 29th, and we need to kindly remind them that given the atrocities that the police did on families and children and the school to prison pipeline that still exists,
Yeah.
that the last thing they need to do is hire retired officers, bring back more officers, because the last time they tried to make that decision when Stephanie Anello, before she got fired as being a superintendent, her husband, former police chief Alan Cantando, was in that space, and he attacked protesters there. And then they lied on the protesters, saying the protesters attacked them. It was bull. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to try to bring back. They're going to try to bring back. Yeah, they want officers.
We know it's his friends. We know it's his friends because he's been online attacking. I can't wait for this commission to be disbanded because they're just basically a bunch of idiots that don't know what they're talking about. Why are you, as a police officer, online talking about the oversight commission you know nothing about?
Former, but he's like assistant city financial or manager or something out in Discovery Bay now.
Discovery Bay. Yep.
Yeah. Probably still doing some corrupt something. So people need to know, like, these leadership, they were in positions of power. We paid their salaries, and they're still organizing against our communities and our children. Our children will not be safe until racists are out of the school district.
Yeah.
Okay, we also got to do some more research because if I'm not mistaken, they're supposed to be going after protesters as well.
Yep.
Oh, hell no.
So I'm not really sure, so I don't want to be saying stuff outside of my neck. But
No.
however,
that's all right. I fought for that.
Yeah,
I wore my uniform for that.
Right.
So when
People died for that.
Right.
Yeah, I figure it out.
Right.
I know somebody heard it. If y'all heard it, if y'all know what I'm talking about out there in the
look, if I can't
I heard it too, but there would have to be a whole redoing of the Constitution, and
I read the Constitution's not online anymore.
They'll try to do it. They'll try to do right. You see, and that's the thing. If they took it, that's probably what. Okay, everybody thinks TikTok went away and that he saved it. First of all, he didn't save nothing. It was a big distraction because they're doing some
political stuff.
We already know.
Look,
thank you.
Elon
saved Jack. So,
well, Mr. Beast is supposed to be buying TikTok. Did you see that?
I thought Elon Musk
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
Mr. Beast.
Shout out Mr.
However,
Beast.
it's gonna be another billionaire,
right?
Yeah.
I know. It's just crazy.
There's poetry coming up.
Oh yeah, talk about that.
Jose,
almost the last Friday.
Last Friday of the month, I believe. Corden Concepts, an amazing voice leader, poetic justice, activating, enlightening, empowering people to use and find their voices. Yeah, y'all should go check it out. Grassroots poetry.
Friday of the month. And then he also has his Law of Poetry coming up on 2/15. So look out for that. February 15th, his Law of Poetry.
Okay. Oh, and council meetings. When's the next one? All right. It's the 2nd and 4th Tuesdays of the month. So we got one coming up as long as it's
Monday.
the 4th.
Oh, Monday and Tuesday? She said Monday and Tuesday. Oh,
let's rock.
What they gonna be trying to do on that? Get rid of Bessie now?
Stay alert.
Right?
Know how they're moving. They're probably already committing Brown Act violations, to be honest. Because how did he on his first day say, "Oh, I'm gonna fire her. I'm gonna fire him. We're gonna bring back officers. We're gonna do," and it was too.
He didn't waste no time saying that.
No time. He had a whole agenda.
He did. It had a list. It was written down.
And then the agenda was replicated on the next meeting. The agenda was. I'm like, how did that happen? You got boom on your agenda right away. You ain't even the mayor.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He acted like he was the mayor. Like
I'm confused.
And then the local bloggers out there promoting it, already knowing what they're on, their little agendas, how they roll. Typical Jim Crow era organizing.
And it's crazy that they had a fit about Bessie being hired properly, but yet y'all didn't already got a new attorney to replace Thomas.
I told y'all he was already in a Rolodex.
Exactly. So
I hope he's there to be held accountable. I hope he's there so that the DOJ can see how dirty they are and how they move. That's my hope.
Right.
I gotta
So-
look him up because if he used to be a Antioch employee or elected official,
Do we know his name?
And Hubert, that law firm, Hubert, were the ones that defended Barbanica when he was in that case at the Pittsburgh Police Department when he lied under oath.
Because Miss Wade, hold on, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Well, while they're looking for that, so the first part of the show we talked about the immigration forum that's coming up. I also wanted to put out there that during that forum, La Clínica de la Raza is going to be there. If you need health coverage, no matter immigration status, they will help you. Enrollment assistance event to apply for health coverages and other services during the immigration forum. They will also be there. That is at 9 a.m.
Put it on the page. Share it on
the
Still on Gladstone
Elementary. Yep, Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Free
I
enrollment.
across the way from them.
We'll have that on our page too.
Monument Impact has some. They're sharing out different spaces as well. They're historically an immigrant community, so I hope and pray that they will fight hard for what's coming.
Right.
Okay, y'all. His name is Derek. They're not giving me his last name, so I gotta look again. But he presently serves as the city attorney for Oakley and Sutter Creek.
Oh, Oakley. Huh.
Previously, he served as interim city attorney for Antioch. Told y'all.
So
2015 and 2016 and 2017 through 2019. He was the city attorney for Angels Camp in 2012 to 2017. And then the county council for Trinity County 2008 to 2013. In addition to his advisory practice, Derek handles a diverse caseload of litigation matters before state and federal courts.
So we need to go see if all that is actually true. But the only thing we know for sure is they're reaching back into the bag and getting everybody who previously used to be with Antioch back in Antioch. That's the bottom line.
And until they're not held accountable, all of them, then we will never know who's who.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to be in the schools. No. If they were complacent and didn't speak up when families were getting brutalized and rights were getting violated, human rights, civil rights, and they didn't speak up, they don't need a badge. They can go push paper. They can go sweep the dirt. They can go take the garbage out. They don't need a badge.
Sundown town.
All sundown town. So that sounds about right.
Accountability feels like an attack when you're not ready to acknowledge your behavior.
Boom.
Of course. And
We'll drop the mic with that.
Right.
What do we do when we're under attack?
Stand up, fight back.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we are overtime now. So
all right. Beautiful
3 minutes.
Yep. Oh my God. It's bedtime now.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you for all that you guys do in the community and keeping our voices alive. You are very, very much appreciated.
Thank you all.
Thank all of you. Yeah.
Don Carlos, tech support. Let's get you a raise. We to get you a grant, paid, something.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That'd be nice.
Thank you to our community.
That'd be nice. But no, it's all good. Tune in next week. Let me do it like this. Bang. Look at that.
Bang.
East County Voices. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tune in. If you don't, if this is your first time, and wait, what's that? Love Tiki.
Love you too, Mary.
And we love Mary. Every Wednesday, 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Tune in and also help us by subscribing to the YouTube channel and sharing. And everybody saying good night. Took the words out of my mouth.
Good night, Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you.
Until next time.
Tune in from Martinez, just so y'all know.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Peace out, everybody.
Yeah.
All right.